Hello YouTubers, my name is Frederick Lopez and you're in the very first episode of Rom-Com in which I give romantic commentary on romantic comedies. I pretty much give my reaction and thoughts on different romantic comedy films. And to start off our segment, the very first episode, I will review the 2002 film Sweet Home Alabama. The film stars Reese Witherspoon as Melanie Smooter, Patrick Dempsey as Andrew Hennings, Josh Lucas as Jake Perry, Candice Bergen as Mayor Kate Hennings, Mary Kay Place as Pearl Smooter, Fred Ward as Earl Smooter, and Jean Smart as Stella K. Perry. It's directed by Andy Tennant. Andy Tennant directs this film, and I actually am a big fan of his work. He did other films such as Ever After, A Cinderella Story, Fools Rush In, and Hitch, and he's pretty consistent with his work, and as a romantic comedy, this is a very excellent film. Now, is it your Oscar type of film? No. Is it a bad film? No. But it's one of those few romantic comedies where both women and men alike can watch and enjoy. Whether you are with someone in a relationship or you're single like myself, you can still enjoy this film. There's a lot of great comedic moments. Reese Witherspoon does a fantastic job. This is one of her best roles. It's after her kind of dark movies and Cruel Intentions and Fear, right after Legally Blonde, but before Just Like Heaven. And it's very early Reese Witherspoon in the early 2000s, and she does great here. Her humor is fantastic. There's a lot of humor regarding being an Alabaman. So there's a lot of fun stuff there with the parents, and Josh Lucas is great. I love the way Josh Lucas and Reese Witherspoon play off one another, and the stuff that goes on to annoy the other person is just fantastic. Patrick Dempsey's great in this. It's before he was McDreamy, before he's killed off in a bad way. It's before Grey's Anatomy, but a little bit of time after Mobsters and Can't Buy Me Love. Candice Bergen plays his mother. She does a fantastic job. She's pretty much the one in-law that does not like Reese Witherspoon in the romantic comedy format. She's the person who's just like, I don't see why you're marrying this girl. Why are you? And Fred Ward and her parents do a good job. They're funny. There's a lot of funny stuff there. There's a lot of funny humor going back home and discovering oneself and being who you're meant to be. And there's a lot of themes of reinvention and stuff in this film, even though it is a romantic comedy. It does have some subtleties as far as other themes going on. So, Sweet Home Alabama, what is it about? Well, pretty much Melanie Smooter, that's Reese Witherspoon's character, she changed her name to Melanie Carmichael. The Carmichaels are like a rich plantation people in Alabama. So she left her husband, Josh Lucas, and she's been split from him for 7 years. She goes and reinvents herself in New York City. The movie starts off and she's reinvented herself as a fashion designer. And she pretty much gets kind of hitched to the most eligible bachelor around town who's in politics, which is Patrick Dempsey. He's the son of the mayor, played by Candice Bergen. And he basically pops the question, will you marry me? Yes, all that type of stuff, but she has to go back home to Alabama, and you discover that she has not been divorced from her ex-husband, played by Josh Lucas. They're still technically married, so the whole thing of the film is her discovering her roots in Alabama and kind of putting past that relationship and her past that she left behind to reinvent herself in New York. So there's just a lot of funny stuff here, as well as a lot of deep stuff. And it's not all given to you at once. You pretty much meet her as Melanie Carmichael, and then you get to learn more about her when she goes back to Alabama. And there's like a lot of fun history that play along a lot of stuff that happens in small towns with everybody knowing everybody's business, everybody knowing each other, everyone's histories. It's a close-knit town. And it's just great seeing that there's some good Alabama humor with Fred Ward, the recliner stuff, Civil War reenactments, things like that. And it's a really fun movie, I must say. But yeah, this is just one of those feel-good type of films. You can enjoy it if you're like, have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, have a date night, watch this. If you're by yourself, you'll love it. It's a funny movie. It's not like a scary movie or anything, but it's a good romantic comedy. And it feels very real. The actors and the chemistry between one another and the writing and directing really sell this film, I feel. I love Josh Lucas and Reese Witherspoon in this film, and it's funny because they both were in American Psycho. And they're in this movie, and like I said, the stuff they get to do with one another is just fantastic and just great humor. Reese Witherspoon really sells the role of Melanie Carmichael. Josh Lucas plays a great role. Patrick Dempsey's pretty much like the other guy. He's like the new boyfriend who's just like good looking, but he may not be the one for Melanie. And again, there's some great stuff of self-discovery. So as a romantic comedy, what do I score Sweet Home Alabama? Well, I think I scored a 9.5 out of 10, a 4.5 out of 5, and an A. A for Alabama. Yeah, this is just one of the better romantic comedy films that anybody could enjoy, no matter their status or gender. This is just an all-around fun, feel-good movie. So if you've ever feel down or just need a pick-me-up, you can just put on any movie and watch over and over and over. I highly recommend Sweet Home Alabama. Those are just my quick thoughts on it. This is the first episode of Rom-Com, and I'm trying to figure out how to review this since it's my first one, and I don't usually review romantic comedies, but I thought I'd bring some attention to Sweet Home Alabama. It's not that old of a film, but it's not that new of a film. It's 2002, but it shows on TV almost every weekend, and I'd highly recommend it. It's a very well-crafted film. It's one of the best stuff, one of the best works that Andy Tennant did. And also, it's very early Reese Witherspoon, so if you like that Legally Blonde Reese Witherspoon or Just Like Heaven, then this is kind of like that. A little bit better in some regards, but just like that. And yeah, it pretty much follows romantic comedy tropes to some degree. I won't spoil the ending, but it does some original stuff that's not done in other romantic comedy films, and that's what makes it unique. There's a little bit of drama in there. But it's not a dramedy by any means. It's very subtle, and most of it's just comedy, feel-good stuff. And it's a true rom-com. You could really feel the connection between Josh Lucas and Reese Witherspoon in this. And then her decision when choosing between Patrick Dempsey's character and Josh Lucas's character, and letting go of her past. There's just a lot of stuff in there that you feel with the character, and part of that's because of the direction, writing, and again, Reese Witherspoon's acting in this. So I know this was very quick. I could probably go more into detail, but I'm trying to figure out how to do this segment of reviews since it's the first rom-com. But yeah, definitely check out Sweet Home Alabama. Seriously. Tagline says, sometimes what you're looking for is right where you left it. So there's a good message in this, and there's a lot of great acting and fun moments. You won't regret it. It's a good time. So anybody out there, if you want to figure out a film to put on for date night, put on Sweet Home Alabama. If you're single or whatever, need to laugh, put on Sweet Home Alabama. It's a good film either way for men, women, just anybody. Anybody can watch this film. So yep, that's my score. 9.5 out of 10, 4.5 out of 5, and an A. A for Alabama. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much my review for Sweet Home Alabama. I know it's quick. It's probably like the second or third on YouTube, and I was surprised to see that there wasn't many reviews on this film. Considering it shows almost every weekend. But yeah, that's just my quick thoughts. I think the actors do a fantastic job writing. I can't really complain about this film. It's almost a perfect score, really. I mean, it would be nitpicking to criticize this film because I really don't find anything wrong with this movie. But yeah, that's Sweet Home Alabama. Definitely check it out, guys. And yeah, I try to have a second episode of Rom-Com pretty soon. And in that one, I'll be reviewing Son-in-Law with the Weasel, Pauly Shore. Enjoy, guys, and yeah, check out Sweet Home Alabama. You will not regret it. The music's great, and yeah, they even have Leonard Skinner's Sweet Home Alabama in it, so that makes it even more of a perfect movie. So yeah, go check it out.